What's going on, and welcome back. I've talked about in the past how I acquired a lot of my game collection, which is from my buddy. What happened was he was a pretty big collector, and he started like getting burnt out on collecting video games. He started getting more into music, and he just wanted to get rid of his collection so he could have room for, like, I don't know, instruments or whatever. So of course he asked me if I wanted to buy his game collection. Of course I said yes, right? So he sold me a lot of his collection for like $1 a game, $2 a game. I think the most I ever paid was like maybe $5 a game or whatever. And then a lot of it he gave to me, and a lot of it I got off of him through trade. For example, I probably got over 100 NES and Sega Genesis games through a trade that we did. I had a guitar amplifier that he wanted, and at the time I was gonna sell the amplifier, and he said that he would trade me half of his Sega Genesis collection and NES collection for the amp. So I was like, okay. And I showed that on a video I made a long time ago called it was one of my kitty litter box videos, and that's how I got a lot of those games. Now he still had quite a bit of Sega Genesis games left over, and he needed a ride out of town to go pick up a vehicle because he was buying a vehicle because the vehicle that he had was broken down. So he asked me if I could give him a ride, and I said, yeah, sure. So in return, he gave me the rest of his Sega Genesis collection, which I was in shock because I wasn't expecting that. What I was expecting was to purchase this collection off of him, but he just gave it to me in return for the favor of me giving him a ride out of town. So the other day I was sitting here on the floor and I was doing laundry, watching YouTube or whatever, and I started looking at some of the games that I have because, you know, I see them every day. I don't pay attention to them too much. Now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at them, and I started thinking, just out of curiosity, how much some of these games are worth. Because I'll hear people talk about them on YouTube, like some of the games that I have, as far as like rarity, like being uncommon or hard to find, you know, that sort of thing. So it got me thinking, I wonder how much these games are going for right now on eBay. So, not that I'm going to sell them. I would never do that. These games were given to me in good faith that they'd stay in this collection, and he knew that they were going to come to a good home, and that's where they're at. You know, I'm never going to sell these games. Not even if I needed the money would I sell these games. You know? Because this has happened to him before, where he bought a game. Him and his buddies got together and bought this one guy a game for his birthday, and he turned around and sold the game because he already had the game. Now I know you're thinking, well, that's understandable. He got a game that they bought him a game that he already had, so he turned around and sold that game. He's sold a copy that they bought for him to make a substantial amount of money. What was Earthbound? That's what they got him. They got him Earthbound, and he had a copy of Earthbound, so he completed his copy and sold the other one for, like, I don't know, it was like $1,200 or something like that, something ridiculous. So he's like, he's never gonna do that again. Anyway, he gave me this collection, you know, out of good faith, like I said, that it's gonna stay in this collection, that I wouldn't get rid of it, and I'm not. You know, not even if I was desperate for money, I wouldn't sell these games. Besides, who would pay the prices for these games, or like who would pay the prices that these games are going for these days? You know what I mean? Unless you're like a really hardcore collector or whatever. Anyways, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at some of these games that these people are talking about that I have, and I'm like, just out of curiosity, I wonder how much they're going for on eBay, you know. in the condition that I have them, whether they have a manual or they're missing a manual or whatever. So I take a few games out and I look them up, and I'm in complete shock. I can't believe, like, I have like a handful of games, and I couldn't believe how much money I was actually holding in my hand with just these. I couldn't believe it. So let's like take a look at a few of these games that I have right here, and I'll give you some prices. I'm not bragging. I was just, I couldn't believe how much these games are going for right now. The first one is Splatterhouse 2. Almost complete in box, except it's missing the manual. Okay. So like I said, I looked up on eBay, pretty much the same condition that I have, if it's missing a manual or whatever. And these are the prices that I got. So for Splatterhouse 2, $160. $160 for this. So, Splatterhouse 3, again, no manual, $215 for this game. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. Another one that I hear about a lot, which is Castlevania Bloodlines, complete in box. This one right now is going for, on eBay, now these are the eBay prices, $230 in this condition. I was like, are you kidding me? $230 for this? And then another one that I picked out because I knew it was worth some money, but I didn't know how much money it was worth. Contra Hard Corps, complete in box, but this actually has like the that registration card in it, which I forgot to look, because sometimes games with the registry that are complete in box that are going, or with the registration card, are going for a little bit more. But what I found was just like the manual, the case, and the game together is like $225. I don't know, it might be a little bit, it might be worth more just because it has the registration card in it. I'm not too sure. But the one that shocked me the most, I pulled this one out because I was like, I see this thing on my shelf every day and I'm like just being curious about it. And this is the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, complete in box. And I know that the box is a little bit ratty. It's a lot ratty, actually, but it is complete. I found this on eBay in worse condition. So I used the worst condition one that I found because this was not in the best condition, This is going for $355. $355 for this. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So, with just these right here, it's $1,185. I couldn't believe it. $1,185 worth of video games that I have here in my hand. Like I said, even if I was desperate, I wouldn't sell these games. They are staying in my collection. Once I'm gone, whatever my son wants to do with them, that's up to him. But as long as I'm still alive in this shitty world, these games are going to stay in my collection. But now, looking these up, it got me really thinking. Because if I just have a handful of games that are worth $1,185, I can't imagine some of the stuff that I haven't even looked up yet. You know, he did give me his Renovation collection for the Sega Genesis. I don't know if you ever heard of Renovation games, but apparently they were like pretty sought after. And I need to look that up because now I'm very curious to see how much those are worth. And I'm gonna do a follow-up video on those video games. I'm gonna do a follow-up video which will more than likely come out this Sunday. I know, right? I never come out with a video on Sundays, only on Fridays. But I want to look up these games. I want to see how much they're worth, and I want to give you guys an idea of like a few games that I have and how much money they're going for, including with these. And if I were like to even think about selling them, what I would do with that money, because I'm pretty sure it's over a couple grand. It's gotta be. It has to be. So I'm gonna look up those games. I'm gonna film it, and I will show you exactly what I have. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.